Teens with promising futures need guidance and direction, not just those who are struggling. That's part of the philosophy of the Braid Ranch, an organization that helps extraordinary students. NBC5's Mike Adamley has the story of a former Chicago couple's mission to help teens. Mike?
Well, Allison and Warner, the story is pretty unique. Ken and Colleen Braid were college sweethearts and graduates of the University of Illinois. Ken, one of the captains of the Illini football team in 1973. Now they spend their summers in the Rocky Mountains. Their reason for being there? Well, here's the first part of the story.
Good morning, ladies. There's daylight burning out there.
Welcome to the J. Kyle Braid Ranch, where the day begins loud and early. 6:30 a.m. to be exact.
Come on, guys. I didn't see anybody up fishing this morning.
And you don't stay bleary-eyed for long, no, sir. There's work to be done, skills to be taught, and lessons to be learned.
Hey!
You see, the JKB is more than a ranch. It's a 160-acre sanctuary nestled in the mountains of south-central Colorado. Every summer for the past 5 years, exceptional high school students are selected to take part in a week-long leadership program run by Ken and Colleen Braid.
Seek first to understand, then be understood. And I think that's probably the biggest thing that they learn here is camaraderie and thinking of other people before themselves.
Fair to say that this ranch wouldn't even exist were it not for a tragic occurrence that happened in February of 1994, an event that would change the lives of Ken and Colleen Braid forever. He was their only child, a 16-year-old sophomore at Melbourne High School in Florida, popular with his peers, active in his community, very close to his family. He was also a starter on the varsity football team, who experimented with anabolic steroids to get bigger. His parents believed they were the trigger behind Kyle's unexpected suicide.
After our son died, and if you, the people that know him and Kyle, I mean, he was such a good kid, and good in school, and a good Christian kid, and popular. And I just said, if this could happen to someone like him, then a lot of kids are at risk. Our purpose was to try to make a difference with teenagers.
And so far they have.
You were exhausting what?
Our
resources. And once your resources are gone, what happens?
You're done. You're done.
You're done. You don't reach your goals.
With the help of high school principals, teachers, and coaches from across the country, the Braid Camp takes sophomores who demonstrate leadership potential.
You guys need to speak up so we can all hear you. You guys need to listen to them and not talk.
Giving them the necessary skills to become role models for their peers back home.
Reaching out to good kids and having them go to try to help their buddies through those last 2 years of high school, we just think that's our purpose, and that's kind of patterned everything after our son Kyle.
Turning tragedy into triumph, Ken and Colleen Braid truly believe that building this ranch was their destiny, and the young men and women who have gone through the program certainly have prospered because of it. We'll hear from them tomorrow night at 10.
I think having the integrity to do what you think is right, no matter what the situation is, maybe that's the best quality of a leader.
And the mission really begins after their stay at the ranch. Each youngster is asked to come up with a detailed plan on how they might best impact their fellow students during their last 2 years in high school. And the Braids are very stringent about making sure that they follow through with those plans. And so far, the results have been very, very encouraging. It's an amazing story, and you'll like part 2 tomorrow night.
Yeah, what a fine program.
Yeah.
Looking forward to
Thank
that.
you for bringing it to us.
Student athletes are often role models for their peers, and that can add pressure to young lives. But a place called the J. Kyle Braid Ranch offers guidance for exceptional students. NBC5's Mike Adamley joins us tonight with more on this ranch run by a former Chicago area couple. Mike?
Well, Allison and Warner, in light of the tragedies like the one at Columbine High School a year and a half ago, today's teens have never been in more need of guidance and leadership, but not necessarily from teachers and coaches. Students are more likely to get their cues, positive and negative, from their peers. And therein lies the guiding principle of the J. Kyle Braid Ranch. From the ashes of a personal tragedy, Illinois natives Ken and Colleen Braid have built an extraordinary program.
I think it was about a week after he died. I said, it's time. It's time to get the place. And I've been here since then. So I kind of just took his life, made the dream, and said, okay, we'll do what you ask us to do and take some time and help some kids.
And Ken Braid has never wavered from that mission. His son Kyle's suicide 6 years ago continues to be the driving force behind the ranch. The high school sophomores selected to participate in the week-long leadership program get the complete Colorado Ranch experience, from horseback riding to fly fishing to skeet shooting.
All right.
And oh yeah, maybe most important, chowing down. It's an environment that lends itself to enrichment and the JKB's intended purpose of helping teens take the lead.
You hear about their role models, their parents or grandparents or coaches, but in day-to-day situations, they really are depending on their peer group in their decision-making process and in their direction, what they're going to do.
Under the watchful eye of teachers and counselors like Bill Walker, teens engage in role-playing or experience-based learning.
Hey, boss, how's it going?
How you doing, Mike?
Pretty good. I was just wondering if I could have a raise.
I don't think I could do that.
All of it designed to teach decision-making and conflict resolution skills, build confidence and self-esteem, making for better leaders.
I think being a leader is not so much talking to people, but rather doing something so that people can see what you're doing and say, hey, I want to be like that guy.
I'm looked up to as a leader, and if I do one thing wrong, it's tempting as it is, if you do something wrong, people see that and they're like, he's not such a good leader, maybe I should, if he does it, why can't I, So it is a big responsibility.
Over 700 high school sophomores have passed through the JKB Ranch since it began in 1994, and although there is much work to be done, the experience continues to have an impact on everyone involved.
Being here in the ranch gives us the opportunity to look into ourselves, and I think it's important that people know how to deal with different kinds of people, and I'm learning a whole lot about that right here.
How has it enriched your and Ken's life?
Well, just it really produced an entire family for us, and losing our only child was tough, and with all these kids now, I really feel that they're ours.
It's about life, and it's about life skills, and it's about things that not just will help these kids, but we think they can help others for the rest of their life, and especially the last 2 years in high school.
It should be noted that the ranch alternates their sessions, hosting young men one week and young women the next. Each high school sophomore armed with a personal mission statement on how they plan to affect change in their schools and communities, with Ken and Colleen doing extensive follow-up work to make sure they do that indeed. We'll have more in the program, and if you want to find out more, log on to NBC5.com and look for the J. Kyle Braid Foundation link. It's an amazing story.
Very inspirational.
It is.
Thank you.
Thank